What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 8. So in this episode, we see a flashback with Higuruma, who like basically both Megumi and Yuji are looking for. So Megumi was a defense attorney. He become disillusioned due to how verdicts went for his clients. Like there was a lot of corruption, and his clients weren't happy with him for not winning the case. And his emotional state just breaks after a trial, and his curse technique awakens. That happens, and Shikigami appears, and he declares a retrial. And Yuji's Guide to a Theater in Ikebukuro by Amai, where Higuruma is at. And Megumi, is not led to Higuruma. So Remy leads him to a Shinjuku to meet a sorcerer named Reggie Star. So Reggie suggests working with Megumi, and he has a theory about what the cold game is actually meant for. Since most of the weaker sorcerers have already been dealt with, and that there's like a bomb that Kenjaku plans to drop on them. I mean, bombs in parentheses, so who knows what that means. I'm not giving away spoilers for that because I've read the manga, but I'm not gonna give spoilers for that. So, Yuji asks Higuruma to end the cooling game, like to use his points to help with that goal, but Higuruma says no. And basically, Hiruma thinks that the Cullen game, the rules of it are just like it's basically it's more than society's ways of you know enforcing laws. So Yuji then challenges him to a fight. So yeah, so I thought it was good episode, like how they're introducing Higuruma, like basically introducing him and setting up the next stage of the fight with him, with Reggie. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. MF Goes Season 3, Episode 9. So in this episode, qualifiers start for the next race. So Contest starts, his qualifying run. And, Ren's I guess the MF Angel, like, holding up the sign, for, when he goes. Here he goes, does his time, and then, yeah, then you have Emma does her qualifying round, and she has Tanaka announce that she's there to she does her claim about Kanta being her ex, and yeah, Kanta's like, crap, because like that did not happen. That Emma's lying about it, but he's like, Tanaka's like, well, hey, he just says it's very private. He wanted to keep it quiet, but Emma wanted him to say it. And Kanta's thinking, if it's me, he's kind of like, well, if I'm the other person involved with this, shouldn't I have a say? And I would agree with that. He should have had a say if that was true, or at least been notified by Tanaka. And it's funny where Ogata compliments on how about Emma's looks, and Kan's like, well, actually, in the UK, she's actually average. Yeah, which is so funny. But yeah, so obviously Ren is concerned about Kanta potentially leaving for the UK. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Like how they're setting up the race. Hopefully the race starts soon. Yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Sends to be a hero episode 8. So in this episode, so you know, so Lydio Sodrick, who's a guild master in the city, is suspected of betraying the Holy Knights, and which caused a bunch of soldiers to die. So Kivia is tasked with abducting Lydio and to investigate the guild. So Xylo, Kivia, and Dada, they disguise themselves with Kivia disguised as a noblewoman who, with Xylo disguised as her paramour. And basically, so Xylo and Kivia infiltrate the guild, try to claim, they claim basically they want to have like Kivia's husband killed. Price and they have someone trying to discuss because Kivia's not giving her last name. Basically, the plan is to distract them while Dot is able to steal evidence. And Dada remembers his trial when he was sentenced to be a hero, so he stole a dragon at the request of the crown prince who was captured, but the judges refused to believe it or they were covering up. And basically, he got sentenced to be a hero for that. So, and Kivia tells Xylo that how her parents are priests and that basically she joined the military to basically be on her walk on her own path or whatever. And so Dada learns that the guild raises orphans to be soldiers for them. And so it's funny. So at the job, at the guild hall, when Xylo and Kivia try to make the request, basically there was concerns about it. Like the guild had anticipated their arrival, so they were preparing for them. And Xylo has the idea of causing like a commotion, like a fight or something, to give Dada room to steal the evidence. Then Frenchie appears, you know, and basically Frenchie and her allies talk with Xylo and Kivia the upper room where they talk about things, about their missions regarding Lydio. And if like Kivia and Frenchie like arguing, then they bond over the fact that they just call Xylo an idiot. And he's like, well, I thought your personalities would clash, but it's even worse than I thought. So it's implied that Kivia is jealous of Frenchie and possibly the other way around as well. So then some of the soldiers attack the group, and that group, Silo and Kivia defeat them, and Silo has the idea of using the whole fight as an excuse to clean up all the corruption in the city, and Dot is like, crap. But yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. Seeing some more about Kivia's life, her backstory. And so her and Silo's interactions were funny. Then her and Frenchie's interactions, those are freaking hilarious. So yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Star Trek Starfleet Academy Episode 8. So in this one, all the cadets are dealing with the trauma from the events at the Miyazaki. And so Aki calls in Sylvia Tilly to try to help them through it. And basically, Tilly has them do some plays. Sam chooses to play Our Town, but Sam starts glitching during the whole thing, and that threatens her life. So, you know, Sam has to go to the infirmary to get diagnosed and all that. And what happens is Tarima is She returns to the school, but she's transferred to a Starfleet Academy due to, I guess, the stress from like her mental powers. And then yeah, so she has to deal with both and stuff. So, and basically, I guess through the whole redoing the play thing, that people start moving on better. And in regards to Sama, Doctor and Ake take her to Cask when when basically the doctor's medical abilities can't help. So they ask the Makers about how they handle Sam. Makers say she stands beyond repair. Basically, the doctor reveals the reason he's always distant with Sam's because like she reminded him of his daughter, like his hologram daughter from Star Trek Voyager, and then he basically with all those years being like he hadn't fully making attachments because losing a bunch of loved ones basically hurts. And so it's explained that when the Makers sent Sam to start with the Fleet Academy, she didn't have a childhood. Like, so she wasn't emotionally mature, which explains a lot. I mean, really? Like, and people think AI is going to take over. AI is a bunch of freaking retards. Anyway, so due to like what happened to Miyazaki, without having a child, without having lived experiences programmed into her, Sam basically couldn't handle trauma. So the idea is for her to be rebuilt, and the doctor will like raise Sam to give her childhood. Basically, like 17 years on Kask, which is 2 weeks on Earth, and then they return to Starfleet. So Sam has like two sets of memories. Now, yeah, so I freaking hate this episode. The whole trauma stuff. It's like it didn't handle it well. Star Trek has handled things like trauma, loss, and stuff so much better. Like it's like DS9 with the Dominion War. There's some great episodes how stuff was how they handle things like loss. You know, the Star Trek movies with Kirk losing his son. I mean, it as far as I mean, it probably would have felt like other issue with this show is like we don't care about any characters, so we don't care when they die. I mean, with Sam, the fact that Sam didn't die is a failure on the show's part because the show would be better off if the character wasn't in it. I mean, okay, here's the problem with this with Sam. Okay, so the program's supposed to be a emissary. Okay, the AIs basically make her an empty blank, like an empty husk, basically in regards to program, in regards to personality. So at least they admitted that they failed, but they didn't program anything. And there's some dumb things about, like, I guess Sam having to put on, I guess, I mean, I'm like, as a hologram, would she have to, with a hologram to worry about stuff like, holding hands, um, putting on clothes, because it's a hologram, the clothes are already there. Like, yeah. And like, I was like, I feel like a backstory should be programmed into the program to avoid these issues. Like the makers are just freaking retards. Like yeah, like there's some very dumb things with this. Like it's freaking crap. Like yeah, I was not a fan of this episode. I'll watch the next one. Epic, Elvis Presley in concert. So this is like a documentary slash concert film made by Baz Luhrmann, so the guy who made the Elvis biopic a few years ago with Austin Butler. So that biopic did not have Elvis, barely any Elvis music. It replaced a bunch of with rap music and pop music instead of, I don't know, plain Elvis music. Now, as far as this documentary, it uses footage that was unseen footage from a 1970s documentary about the king of rock and roll. And I'd say this is a very good documentary. Like, very good. Like, actually, the music is prominent, nice. Like, the music is the prominent part. And you see some stuff from Elvis's, like, performances and a few glimpses into his personal life. It's about the music, as it should be. This is Elvis Presley. It should be about Elvis Presley music, not about other people's music. Like, yes, I thought it was a great documentary. Like, I highly recommend. Like as an Elvis fan, it was great to listen to the music, see the performances. Like, man, if Elvis was able to go international, I do not think there would ever be a bigger star than Elvis Presley. I do not. Like, no, like, Taylor Swift would not be bigger than Elvis. Michael Jackson would not be bigger than Elvis. Like, Elvis Presley is arguably bigger than both of them, and he only was in North America. If he had been able to go international, Elvis would top everyone. And basically, everyone who's anyone who knows about music would probably agree with that. I mean, because this is Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, the greatest solo artist ever. I mean, really, I mean, you can't really compete as far as solo artists go. I mean, he was called the king of rock and roll for a reason. But yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. I highly recommend watching it. And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.